Hi guys, I'm so excited to see you in the new year. Since it is the new year, I've clearly made some reading goals for myself this year. And one of those goals is that I want to actually read most of the books on my TBR because I have so many books. Obviously. But obviously not, because I did get rid of a ton of the books. And I'm going to show you the books that I unhauled and kind of like the reasoning behind why I'm unhauling half of these books. Some of them are popular ones, might be a little controversial, might make you upset that I'm getting rid of some. And there are some that are still on the shelf that I'm still contemplating getting rid of. Reality, I'm not reading half of these books. I don't know why I bought majority of these books, just because I saw them one time and I'm like, yep, I need it. Starting off, there's a lot of books. First I have 2,000 Kisses. This is not a popular book. This is like kind of random. It's like one of those like little, I don't know. It was a cowboy romance. I thought about it. Let's be real, I probably not. Take a Hint, Danny Brown. This one I want to keep, but I don't have the other books in the series. I started the one with Chloe Brown. That's the first one. I started the audiobook and I didn't know that they were British, and I don't really like British audiobooks. So then I never finished it, and I probably won't ever read this one because I haven't read the first one. I have a Frederick Bachman book. I have a couple of his books. My grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry. The cover is so cute. Untamed by Glennon Doyle. It's a memoir. It's not my thing. I have The Vanishing Half. I've been holding on to this one. I just haven't gotten around to it. I think I need to let it go. Ask Again, yes. Just didn't. I don't think this is ever going to be something that I'm going to pick up. We have Amber and Dusk. The main reason I picked this up was because I believe it's a signed copy. It is. It's a signed copy. It's a YA. I'm not really into the YA unless it's fantasy, which I think this one is. But The Ghost of Christmas Pause. I tried to read this Christmas and I didn't even get like 5 pages in. Lizzie Blake's Best Mistake. Didn't realize it was a pregnancy trope thing. I bought it at Target clearance. I'm not gonna read it. I have 2 Jennifer Weiner books, That Summer and Big Summer. I bought them before the summer last year and I never read them in the summer. So let's be BFFR. I'm not gonna read them this summer either. I have Where the Crawdads Sing. I don't support this lady. I also have another copy of this book. I'm probably never gonna read it. I don't care. I think that is like my main reasoning to get rid of a lot of these books is like, I just don't care. I don't care. I'm not gonna read it, just get rid of it. My Lady Jane, it's a YA. It seems so fun for kids, for a high schooler. So I'm hoping someone else loves it. I ended up going through a lot of my thrillers and getting rid of 99% of my thriller books because I'm just not a thriller girly. I do love them, but thrillers, I would rather listen to the audiobook than actually read. I have One by One by Ruth Ware. This is not thriller, but The Cloisters? What does that say? I loved the cover of it. That's the main reason I bought it. Like, you're kidding. It's stunning. I have King's Cage. I have the series. This one didn't come with the dust jacket, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. The Wife Between Us. I have 2 copies of this book, so I'm also gonna get rid of this one. Here's a big chunk of thrillers. We've got In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. I have Where'd You Go, Bernadette? 20 Years Later. All the Missing Girls. The Wife Upstairs I did not hear good things about, so I'm not even gonna bother. The Woman in Cabin 10. I can't even read The Girl on the Train, and this just gives me the same vibe. The Keeper. I don't know. The New Couple. A Stranger in the House. I would rather read something else. 10 Rules for Faking It. I just have so many cute basic romances that I don't really care. I think I'm over like the basic cheesy romance. Alex Approximately. I have been wanting to read this. I'm probably not gonna get to it. Princess Ever After. Pretty sure this is like the 3rd one in the series. So I probably should have not picked it up, but I did. I love Mary Kay Andrews, but I haven't read it. It's been like 3 Christmases. I gotta let it go. One to Watch. I've had this one since like 2020 and I still haven't picked it up, so I think it's time to let it go. Redeeming Love. This one's a hard one. Haley Pham read it, that's why I bought it, but I'm not gonna read it. I can't read Old English. No. I'm gonna get rid of Emma by Jane Austen. She's beautiful, stunning, but I know my friend wants her, so I'm gonna give it to her. I have a book that I actually have already read, Well Met, and then I have Well Matched. This is like the 3rd one in the series. I don't even know why I picked it up because I hated this book. I did not like this book. I read it in 2020. So why did I buy this one? Crying in H Mart. I don't like memoirs. Simple as that. Why did I buy it? I didn't know it was a memoir. Wild Beauty, another YA. It's also a signed copy, so that was another reason why I've been keeping it. I have Hush Hush and Crescendo. I honestly have just so many fantasy reads, and these are just not gonna be a priority anytime soon. This one pains me. I'm gonna get rid of this whole series that I thrifted slowly over time. I've had them like all year and I haven't even picked up the first one. Also another YA. I think this would just make someone stay just to see them in a little library. I have After We Collided by Anna Todd, the After series. I'm gonna get rid of this one because I don't own any of the other books. I don't know when I'll ever read the other books, so it feels kind of silly just holding on to the one random one that I have. I have Wallbanger, which is a book that I did read, and the second one is Rusty Nailed. I loved Wallbanger when I read it in 2020. I tried to read Rusty Nailed and I hated it. The Invention of Hugo Cabret. I read it. I loved it. It was so good. I think it deserves a new home. I have A Winter's Promise and The Missing of Claire de Lune. I want to keep these really bad. I think they deserve a new home and someone that will actually read them. Okay, the last big pile of books. I have a Stephen King, The Wind Through the Keyhole. My friend gave me this. I'm gonna see if she wants it back before I get rid of it. I just don't think I'm ever gonna read this. This time next year, it's a New Year's type of book and I haven't, and I've had it for 3 years, so I think it's time to let it go. The Girl on the Train. I started it, didn't like it, didn't care enough, so she can go to a new home. The Perfect Stranger, just another thriller. Not really interested in thrillers. They're on family. And then I have a bunch of Gillian Flynn books. I have like all of them. Some of them have actual reasoning, but 99% of these I just don't care. Delirium, I read this in high school and I was like, ooh, this would be fun to read again. And I never got around to it, so I think I'm just gonna donate it. I have Glass Sword, which also doesn't have a dust cover, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. I actually already have this one, so I don't know why I bought this. I have The Similars, YA, not really into it. The Ninth House, we were supposed to read it for my book club that I have with my friends, and I think I read 5 chapters. It was so boring. I couldn't get through it. I'm never gonna read it. Let's be for real. Goodbye. And then I have Lore. Again, I'm just never gonna read it. I'm never gonna get around to it. I love Greek mythology, but oh, that's falling. All the way. Oh god. Let's talk about some books that I'm considering getting rid of. If I don't read this year, I feel like I just gotta get rid of them. And the first is the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I've had it since 2020. These I did buy full price. I'm hoping this year I'll read them. We shall see. I don't know why I did this, but I bought all of these Emily Henry books without reading one of them. And I did start, it was either Beach Read or People We Met on Vacations, and I just couldn't get into it. I read like a chapter, but I haven't gone back to, I haven't ever reached for these. And I know they're summer reads. This is like gonna be the last year. If I don't read them, they're gone. Another series I bought without reading the first one is the Bridgerton series because I'm obsessed with the show, and I was so sad that I had finished binge watching the 3rd series. I really wanted to read Penelope's story, but then I was like, no, I have to read all of the books to read Penelope's story. So now I bought them all and I haven't read any of them. Oops. Other series that are up on the shelf that I just don't feel like bringing down. The Red Queen series, the Cool Prince series, Ember in the Ashes series. I have all of them and I haven't read them. And I feel like if I don't read them this year, it's never gonna get done. So I probably should just redonate them. But those are all the books that I'm cleansing, I'm purging from my library in 2024. So I can start with a fresh, like, look at all that room. Well, technically these are supposed to be up there, but I have so much more room. I can actually buy books that I want to read and will read. And I feel like a burden is being lifted off of me. I can actually read what I want to read. Does that seem weird? I just have all of these books and then I'm like, oh, I have to read them all. I have to read them all. And then I don't want to read anything. If I get rid of like like half of my books, then I have time for the other ones, because a majority of the ones that I did keep, I have read. I have read probably like 40% of the books that I own. So that does make me feel a little bit better than before, where I probably read only like 20% of the books that I owned. I'm gonna go drop these off at some little free libraries. I hope you guys have an amazing 2024. I hope you reach all of your reading goals this year, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye! Oh, shit.